And now for part 2 of our Kids Top 2 Town Hall on coronavirus.
So I know personally for me, I'm a senior in high school, right? And like Brooke was saying, there's a lot of different things that, I get to miss out on, like prom or graduation. But before I left for school, my teachers thought that we would be back to do all of that stuff. So I want to know, for the kids who are not homeschooled, before you left for school, did you know it was going to be like this? How did it feel? Was it eerie? Was it weird? How did it feel? Did your teachers prepare you for it? We're going to go with Violet first.
So I'm in 8th grade, so I'm graduating this year. So it's kind of like, and I don't go to like a public school. I go to a private school. So a lot of these kids I'm not going to be in high school with. So it's kind of sad to leave them, especially because we got out on a Friday, and then I had gone to school that Thursday, but then the Friday I wasn't feeling well, so I didn't go to school. So I didn't get to see my friends so if it is the last day, I didn't even get to see my friends knowing it was. So that kind of sucks. And we have a trip to Six Flags that we do, and we have a dance that we have, and we just don't get to do those.
How was that transition from going, for you, Brooke, just a follow-up question really quick, how was that transition from going from being in regular school to then being homeschooled? How did you feel about that?
Well, I was planning on being homeschooled anyway because I was acting a lot. I was doing a lot of things involving acting. So I guess this is kind of cool because it's preparing me for homeschooled. Well, I'm already technically homeschooled now, but it's kind of preparing me for what I would be doing. And since me and Bray are best friends and we FaceTime each other every day, he tells me what you do on homeschool, and he helps me with homeschool. So I'm kind of figuring out how to cope with it. So it's not as bad. And especially because when we go on Zoom, you can be with your class, and the teacher does some classes. So that's pretty cool too. But I am upset about the fact that it's spring break and we still have to do work. It's why can't we have a break? So all we've been through, I think we deserve a break. But yeah.
Girl, they gave us some break, all right. So now we're going to say goodbye to our beautiful, beautiful friend, Jadah. Do you have any last words you would like to say to the people?
Yes. I just want to make sure you guys are staying safe, staying positive, and remember we're all in this together. And, yeah, and wash your hands. Wash your hands.
Thank you, Jadah.
Of course. Bye, everyone.
Bye!
Bye.
Hi, I'm Zion, and I'm one of the hosts of Kids Talk 2. And my mom has a PSA.
Most schools have shut down for the remainder of the school year. That means no graduations or virtual graduations, no senior proms or 8th grade dances. All the more reason for people to
Stay home, stay safe, and flatten the curve. Now, back to the show.
All right, so the last question we asked was, were you guys prepared to leave school? How did your teachers handle it? And did you think that the coronavirus would take a toll on your life like this? So who would like to answer next? You got to unmute your mic, sweetie. There you go. Boom.
So I wasn't really prepared because, kind of like Violet, I wasn't feeling well, so I didn't go to school on Friday.
Aww.
But I feel like I'd be more prepared if I knew the things that I knew now back then when they first were by the way, we're not going to have school for 2 weeks. And after the second week, I thought we were going to go back, but then they were like, oh yeah, they extended it. So I don't know. I got kind of
antsy.
Yeah.
And we're going to get 2 last ones. Okay. So we're going to get 3 last responses for this question. So first we're going to go with Amari.
I wasn't prepared because I had a competition coming up.
Aww.
And that had to do with school. And before, they said it was going to be 2 weeks. And then they said that they were going to extend it. So then now I'm thinking, am I going to be able to compete?
Yeah. I feel that. I'm so sorry to hear that. It's okay. It'll get better. Now we're going to go with Violet. I'm sorry, we're not going to go with Violet. I believe that we are having 3 new people joined the call.
Welcome, Wozy, Zaya, and Krista.
All right, so guys, just so you know, the questions so far that we are asking now, which Violet is about to answer, is before leaving school, were you prepared for how the coronavirus would basically take a toll on your life? Did the teachers prepare you for this? And how did you basically adapt to the new normal? So we are going to go with Violet.
So I feel like not only were we not prepared, I feel like our parents weren't prepared because I have 4 siblings and like my Delilah's my sister. So like me and her have like our own phones and like our computers and everything, so we get our work done. But then like my parents are divorced, so like my dad's not always there to like help my mom, and my mom's not always there to help my dad with the work. So like my 2 younger brothers, like my mom can't really like teach them everything because they have like textbooks that they have to do in. And so my mom's because she also works from her like computer during the day, so like she can't really teach my younger brothers like math or science because she doesn't like remember those things. And then like my older brother who's in high school, like he does his work himself, but like sometimes he needs help, and my mom and dad can't always don't always have the resources to help him. So I feel like not only were we not prepared, our parents were like really not prepared too.
It's me, Aiden, one of the Kids Talk 2 hosts. I'm going to ask my mom if she was ready for homeschool. Mom, were you ready for homeschool?
Hold on, babe, not right now.
Mom!
Hold on, I gotta put together your homeschool stuff.
I gotta go to 5 different sites and get your math, your reading, your writing assignments, and then I gotta do the same for your brother and your sister. I gotta relearn study materials and, study myself so I can then teach you guys. And
2 hours later.
Then I gotta put together breakfast and lunch, so I guess I'll be the cafeteria lady. Then I gotta plan activities for gym.
You know what? This is becoming too much. I'm turning in my resignation. I quit.
Mom! Back to the show.
Next, we're going to go to Zion.
So, like, I know my 6th grade class, we were, like, kind of prepared with our teachers because, like, before we got out that weekend, they gave us a packet for the next week just in case we were out. And so it turned out we were out, and it also infected us because, like, boys volleyball trials had just came, and some of us had just made the team like me. And so, like, we were really looking forward to the season. And so then this happened, and, yeah.
Definitely. We're going to get one more person for this, Miss Mariah.
I agree with Violet also, how our parents weren't prepared for this. I have 2 younger siblings. One is 2 years old and the other one is 4. And they're always, like, messing with each other, always crying for, like, no reason. But they're always making messes everywhere. And my little sibling's father doesn't live with us, so he can't like help out with my mom to tell them no when my mom's like doing school. She does like online school too. So me and my twin brother, we all have to like help out and like watch them while she's doing stuff like that. So yeah.
Thank you so much. I want to know, have you guys ever thought about the people, I think Brooklyn said in the beginning of the chat, the people who basically do not have a home, who are out on the street, who, if you think about it, like the homeless people, when there's not anybody to interact with, no one to, donate or to spare change or, to help out, to give any food. So how do you guys think of that? How do you guys feel about that? And we're going to start with Brooklyn.
I do think we definitely need to take that into consideration and get these people some shelter, because if that becomes like an even bigger issue, that could be how more people get the virus. Yeah.
Thank you so much. And can we hear from our 3 new callers? Would any 3 of you like to speak on the situation?
Yeah. I think that it's really, really unfortunate. There are people that are out on the street, and it's something that I didn't really think about. Everybody was mainly thinking about, oh, we have to stay home. And I was thinking about how people who really don't have homes, and it's crazy how you were saying there's no people to help give money or to feed or help give food so that they can eat and things like that. And then also with the weather and things like that, it's been colder outside and raining, and there's no shelter, there's no place for them to go, which is crazy to me. And like Brooklyn was saying, people are still getting sick because they're outside and exposed to all the germs, which is really, really unfortunate.
We're gonna have one more person answer this question. We're gonna go with Brady.
It could be a way that the coronavirus could spread because, again, they don't have any shelter to go to. And obviously when people have to go out to go get groceries, or just the people who aren't following the rules, they could like cross paths with the homeless, and the homeless could maybe have like the virus, but they don't know it, so it could spread to the person, and they don't really have a way to know if they have it.
Exactly. I'm so sorry. We're going to have to go to the next question, but actually, I'll get Gabrielle to answer this next question. So, first question is, are you homeschooled, Gabrielle? You are homeschooled. So, even homeschooled or not, I'm sure that you love to hang out with your friends before this, but now, how do you keep in contact with them knowing that, you're in quarantine? Do you do duets on TikTok, or how to do that?
Definitely. With this whole coronavirus thing, I've definitely missed a lot of birthdays. So I've been using things like Zoom and group FaceTime to keep in touch with others. I have been getting a lot of duets on my TikTok, so I've been trying to put up content where other people can duet me if they don't have a TikTok partner. If they can't, dance with their friends, they can maybe duet my TikTok and dance with me. But yeah, I've been really just trying to hang in there. I've been FaceTiming my family, FaceTime my friends. Been trying to go live on Instagram and just talk to kids and see how they're doing. But yeah, a lot of technology has really helped out with that.
Yes. Can you raise your hand, everyone? Really quick, I'm going to call on Brooklyn next, but raise your hand, everyone, if you are not homeschooled, if you go to regular school. Oh, wow, that's majority. Okay. All right, cool. So we're going to go to Brooklyn next, and we're going to go to Aiden and Amari, and then I'll decide from there because I forgot who's after that.
I just wanted to point out how I thought because I saw Gabrielle's TikTok and I saw how she was posting a bunch of people duetting her in her story, and I thought that was really cool because I know a lot of people look up to her, and I thought it was really cool because I don't know, I just thought it was so cool. I have to stop saying cool, but the fact that these kids are able to like do that, like the one where it's like get a freak out, right? I just thought that was really nice.
So I need to see you guys do a duet on TikTok, okay? That's what I need to see.
Need a freak, not wide. Need a freak, not wide. Need a freak, not wide. Why?
Do you still keep in contact with your friends, or has it been pretty hard to do so?
No, it's been easy because they mainly answer because they have nothing else to do. So yeah.
All right.
It's hard because usually on quarantine when my friends are on break, they're usually all up on their phones. When I try to FaceTime them, they don't really answer. I'm thinking like something happened to them, or then they're just ignoring my calls, and then I start to just get bored sometimes.
Got you.
Okay, so now I'd like to hear from you, Mykal-Michelle. How do you stay connected with your friends and family?
So, my family, it's weird saying this, but I actually thank coronavirus for, like staying up later and, spending time with my family and, playing board games and, I play like drawing contests and, we play games together, like me and my friends.
Nice. That is so amazing. I really, really love that. We're going to get a couple more people on this. Let's get Violet.
So it does get a little hard not seeing my friends, but some of my friends have done stuff like one of my brother's little friends, he had his birthday during like the quarantine. So what they did was they had a bunch of people like drive outside their house during like a time and like honk for him and everything to say happy birthday. And it was really fun and it was cute to see like everyone doing that because he had a lot of people there to go see him. But then I have other friends that like have birthdays during this, so I'm gonna be like sad that I won't be able to be with them for their birthday. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it's like during online school, like I'll FaceTime my friends and like do the school with them just so I'm not as bored. But sometimes it gets kind of hard. So, yeah.
All right, now we're going to ask Zaya and Wozy, how do you guys stay connected with your friends that you saw every day at school, but now you can't see anymore in person? How do you stay connected with them?
So, well, I just have Zoom calls with them for my school, like my schoolwork things, like I don't know. I just have Zoom calls with them. I don't really stay connected with them that much because like I don't really have like a device to like contact them because the only way I could ever contact them is on like Zoom.
And that's how we're all talking to each other here now, so that's pretty cool.
Now it's time for some advice to the adults.
The question is, what is something that you would like to tell the adults that can help you better handle the situation? Violet?
But I feel like one thing they could do is just like try and keep the kids like out of most of it because like they should be focusing on like things like schoolwork and like try to keep them out of like the news and everything because they definitely need to be like, you have to be telling them to like wash their hands before a meal, wash their hands when they come back inside, you know, those things. But you don't need to constantly be like telling them all the news about it because I feel like they just get more stressed and it's not really a thing that kids really want to deal with. And it's more like of an adult subject, so.
Okay, so basically keep you guys on a need-to-know basis. Okay, gotcha.
Stop touching the toilet paper. And like just tell them to stop like freaking out and stuff, yeah.
Oh, like the adults to stop freaking out?
Yeah, like
yeah. I feel that. Delilah?
Okay, so kind of like Mykal-Michelle said, like in my own words, I would say like stop trying to make the kids the parents because I feel like the parents are like kind of freaking out. Maybe like they're stocking up too much and the kids are kind of like trying to calm the parents down instead of vice versa. So yeah, I'll just agree with her.
Stop turning the kids into the parents.
We like to end our show with thank yous to the essential workers.
So I would like to get some personal thank yous. Let's start with Gabrielle. What would you like to say to all of the first responders?
Well, my aunt is a nurse, so this really hits home for me with all of the first responders really being on the front lines of this gigantic monster. So I just want to say thank you for being outside when we don't have to be. So just a big thank you.
Thank you so much. And my sister's also a nurse, so I've seen how it works in her head and everything, and it's really affected her. And she's like, oh, I got to go back and like text people, and I'm scared. But some big round of applause to them.
I want to give a big thank you to everybody who worked at the hospital because my mom also works at the hospital, and I always get nervous when she goes to work because there's so many germs there. And I know sometimes they usually handle corona patients differently. They try to keep them away from the rest of the patients, obviously. But it still just makes me nervous because, like, I want to make sure that she is safe.
I feel like we should say thank you to nurses like them too. But also, like, the people that work at the stores. Like, because like they're technically risking their lives for the people that go into the stores.
So I definitely agree with Audrey that we should be thanking the people that work in restaurants and stores that are serving people who can't necessarily get food like on their own, I guess. But also I want to thank like scientists kind of, and like the people who are working to find like cures or at home like testing, because there are some people, like there are some doctors and people like that will go to like patients with coronavirus and will like try to make at home testing, so it makes it easier, because a lot of people don't have access to testing, and it's harder to know if you don't get tested. So
exactly. Thank you.
Thanks for watching part 2 of our 3-part series on coronavirus. Make sure you tune in for part 3.